forgot to plug in my tablet again. 3 people resubscribe balls away. I'm gonna fumble around in the background for a second. Please ignore this. You know, as usual, I'm not as prepared as I thought I was. I think this is it right here. Okay, yes it is. See, Tilda's got a tablet and it's much tinier than mine. And then I've got like my old tablet, the one that I started this series with, and then I've got my new tablet that's nice. And they're all kind of in the same area, so sometimes I'll grab the wrong one, but this is the right one. I'm looking at it, it is indeed the right one. How are you guys doing tonight? Today's been a good day for me. Well, sort of. I'm gonna choose to decide that it is a good day for me. It doesn't do you any good to be like, I don't know. When you can see a day as a good day, then take it. That's the way I feel anyway. So yeah, Natalie just gave me 1,000 bits because I just got 40k on YouTube. It's a slow climb. 100k is the one where they actually give you a award. They give you a thing. I think it's the gold one. I think no. Is that a little crystal thing? God, I fucking should know this. Well, I don't have one yet, so I don't know. Anyway. So I'm gonna choose that as the good part of today. The job I applied for I didn't get, but the guy was nice enough to actually email me and let me know I didn't get the job. You know how fucking rare that is nowadays? Thank you, Natalie, by the way. I don't think I said that. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. And he was like, yeah, there were like 300 other applicants, but I just want to let you know, we could do a couple of changes to your style in order to make it what I want, but, with the 300 other applicants, I'm just going to go with one of them. Hope there's no hard feelings. And it's like, you know what? I'm chill, because you were at least kind enough to let me know. Rather than it being a situation where I've got to wait for, like, weeks and weeks and just, did he get it? Should I send the email again? Did I do it right? Like, is everything okay? Any SCP tonight? Nope. We're doing Metal Tarot Monday, so we're doing art today. We're not even playing video games. I would like to think that it's going to take less time. The channel's been roughly doubling every year, so I would imagine that it's going to be fairly soon that I reach 100k, depending on whether or not I can get some really good quality things going on or not, or things that are with the new YouTube system. So anyway, let me set this up. So this is the metal albums thing. You guys fucking know how this works. If you haven't watched every other one of this series and you're starting this one, just go watch the other episodes of this if you're watching on After Hours. Otherwise, if you're watching live, you have nothing to worry about. But if you're watching on After Hours, go to the metal albums thing. It's on the highlights channel. I'm going to count down. We're on Dream Evil Dragon Slayer. It wasn't the one that was next, but I decided that it was going to be. Ugh, got something in my throat. Anyway, well, thank you, Marks. I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1, go. This is classified as power metal. Dragon Force is also power metal, and they're probably the band that you know of if you're not a hardcore metalhead. Hey, thank you, BK. So we need to figure out what one we're doing today. I haven't listened to this whole album. I fucking love The Prophecy, which is on this album, but I need to go and listen to the rest of it. So that's kind of what I use this as, is my excuse to do that. It doesn't have Falling, which is an amazing song about getting drunk. All right, I'm going to pick this one. So instead of doing the 9 of Swords, we'll just do whatever's next in the Swords. So what's next in the Swords? So we're on to, I'm going to change the names of these so that way we know. Well, thank you, the anti-bot. Where did I put my pen? There it is. How are you doing, man? I am doing pretty good, man. So what is the 5? Is it 5? Yeah, 5. I'm just gonna check this book because it's like I can understand it. Did I listen to Yoel's album? I didn't yet. No. I haven't had a chance to go and listen to it. I oughta though. That would be the nice friend thing to do. But it took me like a couple weeks to go and listen to Blood Bagel, or at least a couple of days. Probably the same thing will happen with this. Alright, 5 of Swords. Rift or argument has happened between... God, I've got something awful stuck in my throat. What's my favorite genre of metal? I think the one I stick with the most is probably thrash. But classic heavy metal is fine. Let's see. There's a rift or argument that has happened that must be dealt with before your relationship can move forward. Now that you've made your point successfully, there's no reason to be petulant about the issue and rub salt in wounds. You can be accused of being ruthless. So just let things move forward. You need to fix the issue and then you can move forward. I really liked it. Okay, well, I'll check it out then. I fully intended to. I've been feeling kind of sick all today. I'd imagine that the thing is actually fucked up, ADX. They recently switched the way that the dashboard works. Yeah, it's saying several times that on my end. So the 5 of Swords. It's also right at the beginning. Overkill is a great band. Any bands that I would really recommend? Well, since we're talking about Overkill, let's recommend that. Let's see. Divinationary meaning. Okay, so degradation, infamy, dishonor, loss with variants of... Okay. He linked it on his YouTube, I think, so you could go find it there. Destruction, revocation, infamy, dishonor, and loss with swords. I think that's doable. I'm gonna delete this layer and this layer and create a new layer. Wait. Oh, by the way, power metal usually is like some D&D shit. So if it's kind of hokey and has a lot to do with wizards, it's probably power metal. That's why. Also, the speed that they're playing at and the much more upbeat tempo as far as stuff like. Yes, Chemistry of Consciousness by Toxic Holocaust is good. All right, so how do we show loss with swords? We got 5. May I have permission to link my Lumidaire entry? Yes, if there's someone in chat to give you I'll just do it. There you go. Alright, well, with swords we can do, I don't know. We got 5 swords to show loss. Will comfy wizards still be a thing? They still are. I don't see why not. I think you can show loss like this, right? You can just pull this. Can you fix the hangman's rope? I probably should, shouldn't I? Maybe I should do that instead. Okay. Enough with shitty memes. Alright, let's do the hangman's rope instead. I kind of feel like doing that more instead. I'm kind of feeling a little bit sick, so I may cut this stream a little bit short. Satan swords? Alright, so, Hangman, let's just not look at the old one. What do you guys think? We do it like, this angle? Dream Evil is amazing, by the way. If you're not into this band and you like, Dragon Force, just know that this band is, like, mechanically so much superior. And you're allowed to like whatever the fuck you want to do. But I'm just saying, like, Dragon Force, you know, they use the Through the Fire and the Flames in, like, every single song. That lyric. You can get, like, a much more interesting band out of something like this. I feel like mechanically, these guys are better. We're redoing the Hangman because it doesn't feel like it's as good as the other ones. Is this gonna work? Can we do this like this? God, I am feeling really sick today. I painted some today. Okay, that's not gonna work because it's too far down. Well, I want him to still be alive because he's a skeleton and he can be dead and alive at the same time. So, I haven't heard most of this album. In fact, I think the only song I've heard on it is The Prophecy, which is one of my favorite songs, so it's kind of like, why the fuck haven't I listened to the rest of this album by now? You know? Ugh. I'm gonna do at least one album's worth. That's what I think is so funny, is like, this week's video is doing really well, but I did it while sick, and I was just like, look, I gotta make sure there's something out, because people depend on this. People need, you know, content. Like, it's, you know, I feel like I owe it to you guys, you know? This is like, why do I always sound like death on Mondays? I don't know, man. Oh, I think Heavy Metal Jesus is also on this album, which is fucking hilarious. I forgot about that. And I never want to leave it where you guys don't get content, because, I don't know. And then it ends up being one of the most important ones. I don't know. And then the Baby Hazel one from the week before is just kind of like a whatever video. It's retaining its view count better than this week's or weeks before. You know, it continues to gain views and probably will, but it's just kind of like, what the fuck? I feel like I love you guys. Like, I want you guys to have, like, good things, and I want to give you guys, you know, content. That's our arrangement. I don't have to make content for you guys, and you guys don't have to like it. But if I want you guys to like my content, I have to make content, you know? So. And then it ends up being a really popular video. I don't know. I think it just had the right tags or something. I'm okay. I'm alright. I'll let you guys know if I get too sick. I think that's the reality of the world, is I can say whatever I want to you guys, and the rope needs to be either right a little bit more. I feel like that's the arrangement we've made tacitly. That, like, you guys don't have to like anything I do, and I don't have to like make content for you guys at all, but I can't expect you guys to stick around if I don't. You know? I think that's how it works. Okay. I think we're getting a little bit too detailed on this. We got to remember that this is just our sketch level. And we got to remember that we can do stuff like on this one where we have it just like there's not even like a real clear mouth. It can just be like stretched flesh. And I think I'm going to try it on this one to see if it looks all right. So far, this album has been kind of what I expected, a little bit all over the place. The theme is one room. You start off in one room and you gotta continue moving on. That sounds cool. All right, that I think is going to be significantly more metal than what we were going to do originally. Is it going to take away from the fact that this is a rope and it's hanging him? That is a cool idea, though, Zarkath. There's certain things that I just don't have the patience for. I feel like later Operation Anus, is that really... That's how you're going to... Okay. So, why is it always a rope and not a chain? I don't know, because it's hangman. I don't know. It could be intestines even, but I mean, we might go that angle. We'll see. I feel like I'm better at drawing intestines than I am rope at this point. I've had a few goes at it. I've had to draw it a few times over the course of doing this series, so... Anti-Room is Zarkath's game on Lumidaire. The most recent one, if you're watching fairly recently, or at least live. And Zarkath is a cool dude, so you should go check that out. Anti-Room is not your game. Never mind. Fuck whoever made... Is that someone we know? I shouldn't say fuck whoever made that game, because it could be someone we know. Plib Gloob Warehousescape is my game. Okay, well there you go. Sorry. I don't know. I figure I'll have a little bit better luck getting a job at the start of the next year. Vantabator, thank you for subscribing, man. I feel like this is going fairly well. I kind of like the direction this is going. It's not really where I thought it was going to start or end, but, you know, I like the stretchy skin thing going on. Whoops. Need to go into all-out war with Bob Ross. I don't know if I'd win that fight. Like, dude's dead, and I think he still kicks my ass at art. There's quite a few people that are like that are currently dead, but also very good at art. Or were, you know, prior to that whole dying thing. This is the fucking song I know. We're going to listen to this song, and I'm going to be very quiet, and it's going to be very awkward. This song is fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite metal songs. Crank it up a little bit. It's gonna be really awkward for people on After Hours who have to like go and listen to it manually. I was listening to this earlier today. I kind of stuttered my way through that sentence, but it's all right. It's a good song. Good album. Good band, really. The Dream Evil Pandora station is probably pretty garbage, to be honest. Pandora doesn't really understand the differences in metal. It's just like, it's got distortion, so therefore it's the same as rock, right? Why is Vinesauce's fan base so weird at times? Because if you get a fan base big enough, then you're going to have some weird bits. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Is this gonna work, or does he need to be screaming more? What's the typical life of Rev like? Well, I wake up, I say hi to Tilda, as is normal. Go take a shower. Aside from like the basic menial tasks that you would expect of someone, editing mostly, dealing with copyright issues. I was telling someone, I think it was Mafa. It was Mafa. I don't know why I said someone. I'm gonna turn this down actually. I was telling Mafa the other day that most of YouTube and Twitch and all that, I would say about 10% of that is actually being live and making content. With about 50% of it being just doing bullshit tasks. And there's, as far as I can tell, unless if you're fairly famous, no way of streamlining lining that task. It's Mafia. It is Mafia, not Mafa. But I will continue to pronounce his name wrong, because that's the friendship that we've got. And by friendship, I mean just, you know, I'm an ass. So, I don't know. I'm not sure how this stretchy face thing's gonna work on this one. So I'd say about 50% of it is gonna be well, I was talking to Muffa, wasn't I mean Rob, did I not mention you? I don't oh fuck, I didn't mention you in the fucking tweet. I'm so sorry, dude. I should have. You guys should go and follow Rob on things as well. Oh. Yeah, I might have to cut this one short. I'm feeling a little bit feverish. I've just had a little bit of something the last couple of days. Ever played Dishonored? No, but it seems like a game I would enjoy because you can kind of say fuck it to stealth, you know? And stealth games where you can't just be like fuck it, I don't enjoy. Like if I have to be stealth the entire time, I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'm trying to get people into stuff that I like. Toxic. It's fucking power metal. It's got some weird bits. Dragons. Where are they from? Dream Evil, they're from Sweden. Okay, that would explain the accent. Hey, Blazing. How does this look without that? That looks pretty good so far. I feel like I gotta do something to his arms or else they're gonna be too gangly. I need to put a link to an important video. Which important video is it? And Rob is here. He can help you out. I feel like I did a good enough job on that one, on the job I didn't get, so I don't feel too bad, but I need to find an illustration gig like that. It was a pretty sweet gig, because it would have been a lot, it would have allowed me to continue to do work while I was on vacation. What song is this? Alright, we're 23 minutes into it, and it doesn't say. I bet it's The Chosen Ones. That seems like a good name for this song. Out of that song list, that's probably the one that it is. I still have the killbot, I'm sorry. I have to. Twitch did update their modding stuff today, but I haven't looked into it. And I'm sorry about that. If it's better where I don't have to be like that, then cool. But honestly, I think it's probably best that like links are generally speaking not allowed. There's something wrong with this, and I can't really put my finger on it. Does anyone know? I think it's this. I don't think that's right. Sub should be okay to link. I think there's a way to set that, and I need to set that up. Because, like, if you're willing to pay me money, you're probably not a spam bot. Not saying that, like, if you don't, you definitely are. I'm just saying, like, I don't think a spam bot would come in here, sub to me, and then link to porn, you know? Do I like Yuri on Ice? I haven't watched it. But I've heard a lot about it. And we bought some Yuri on Ice tea the other day. I have not tried it. I don't know if it's any good. Later, Frode. That reminds me. What was it? What if I saw this thing on Tumblr? What if like the Lord of the Rings, right? But the only difference is that they've just replaced the Eye of Sauron with like a googly eye. I think that would be fucking hilarious. It's amazing. What about Twitch Prime and Turbo users? I don't know what the settings are available on Moobot. Can I check that real quick without it being like a huge like 10-minute issue? We'll see. I'm gonna put it on BRB real quick. Today's Chrono game looks alright, I guess. I don't know. It's a VR game, so I've never played it, so I have no idea. And I don't know enough about VR games to know whether or not it looks good or not. So if you have VR capabilities, it's VR only. Check it out, I guess. Um, that's the best I can say for it. Let's see. There's probably a way. Piano in your metal song? With power metal, more likely than you think. Custom name and user bot. Okay, no, it's not that. Notifications join priority. Polls. Is there an option for link? Okay, let's see. It's not under spam filters. Filter settings. Banned words, excessive uses of emotes, settings, exclude Oh, I can. Hold on. I think I can do this. Okay, so links. It says exclude messages. Exclude. It should exclude regulars and subscribers. Let me try unchecking regulars and subscribers. I don't know if that worked or not. We'll see. Does someone who's subscribed to me want to give it a shot and see if they can post a link? Take off vote off the ban list. I should, yeah, because that one's kind of a little bit general. Sorry, this is not the most exciting thing for people to watch. Blacklisted phrases, vote, remove phrase. Gotcha. Okay. Subs could already. Did I just turn it off? Here, like, someone try it. I think I might have actually just switched it the wrong way. Oops. This song is kind of weird. I'm gonna say. Yeah, Zarkath is not allowed. Okay, it may be because you're not. Okay. Rip Zarkath. Okay, so I've actually flipped it the wrong way. Okay, stop. Everyone stop. Hold on. Okay, I guess it's already set up so that way if you're subscribed, but not if you're subscribed to someone else, because I don't know how to do it. Alright, well, that happened. Let's get back to this. Window? Okay. Okay, it looks like you can now, unless you're not subscribed to me. And I don't know how Twitch Prime has to do with that. I have no way of changing that, and there are certain links that are acceptable, like Vinesauce should be, but doesn't appear to be sometimes. So you guys can't see. There you go. Is Silva Gunner dead? I'm sorry. Does he even come by this chat? I feel like that Mango guy who does all the We Are Number One edits is the new Silver Gunner in a lot of ways. Can I just do it like this? Is this gonna look okay, or is this gonna look like shit? Okay, yeah, Vinesauce.com works, but and there's I think a couple other things do. I forget what though. This is pretty rockin'. What is this? Yeah, the official Lazy Town thing did make a "We Are Number One." We are number one, but an hour long. And then they did the live event yesterday, which was pretty cool. And I'm sorry, like I will get the after or the I will get the full stream of yesterday's stream up as soon as possible. I just right when I was gonna upload it today, I noticed that I hit 40K, and I was like, "Holy shit! I've got to tweet about this." And then I had an ADD moment, totally forgot that that's what I was doing. ADD problems, 2016. It'd probably be better if I had like Ritalin, but you know, I'd have to have health insurance and money for that, and I don't have either of those things. Welcome, Minute. You're good. I like this riff. It's pretty damn good. Well, it'll be up. Don't worry. Thank you guys. Honestly, YouTube means a lot to me because any way that I can be a creative person without having to have masters is like literally a dream come true for me. I was discussing this with Mike in one of our post stream yelling encouragement at each other sessions that we have. You know, anything where I don't have to like bow down to anyone else's way of doing things or whatever, if I can just be me and do whatever I want, that is an ideal job for me. Let me start a separate layer so that way I can oh god, did it just crash? No. I'm gonna do this on a separate layer because it may be shit, and if it is, I just want to be able to delete the layer rather than um. There's a little bit of distortion there. It's probably because of the shitty rip that's on YouTube. So I will post that stream as soon as I can. I just didn't want to do the upload during the day because 2 hours still takes a while to upload. Okay, that looks a little jank. But I feel like the top row of teeth it looks fine on. But I need to like calm it down a little bit. Which song are we on? Because once we get to The pinch harmonics are real. Oh, good. Okay, so this is heavy metal in the night. So that means HMJ is next, right? Oh, fuck. You guys are in for a fucking treat with this next song. It is quite possibly one of the dumbest, most hilarious songs I've ever heard that came out of metal. It's pretty good. Play Yoel's latest album. I haven't listened to it yet. I oughta though. This is a little bit hokey as well, but not as hokey. Uh, Dream Evil is kind of hokey as a band. I'm not gonna lie. There's a reason that they're not like one of the most well known metal bands. Is that better? Do I got to do some of that cross hatching that I've been informed exists after all these years of art college and have never heard of prior to this point? If you're on After Hours, I understand if you don't normally listen to the music that like I play while I'm doing these streams, but seriously, I will let you know when HMJ starts, and we're going to you need to go and listen to the song. It is fucking amazing because of how fucking weird it is. Is this Hanged Man to you guys? Is that what this says to you guys? Is it like a Twitch chat, or how does the chat room work? Okay. All right. Listen. It's about to start, so if you're watching on After Hours, at least get Heavy or HMJ by Dream Evil set up, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Should be starting soon. That fucking riff. Listen to this shit. Listen to this fucking riff. It's awesome. So good. How can you not like Heavy Metal Jesus? It's such a the lyric though. His name was Jesus, Son of Man, is such a fucking hilarious fucking. It's just a funny song. It's weird as fuck, is what it is. Yeah, Volby did a thing with King Diamond, or more, King Diamond wrote a song for them and then sang. Can I have my own personal Heavy Metal Jesus? Yes. Sorry, I had to get you to listen to that. That song is just too majestic to not praise for what it is. Hey, Fist Me Daddy Rev, how are you doing? Um, what do I need to be doing to this to fix this? Because there's something wrong with it. Is it that his chest cavity is too small? Do I need? Wow, that voice crack. That is impressive from a man who is going on 29. Wow. I mean, it's not as weird as like Dave Mustaine being a birther or whatever. Good night, ad text here. Ad dicks. I mean, I don't think I can draw that on. I don't think I can draw dicks on Twitch. I feel like this. Okay, here are options. I'm gonna save this. The big problem is that he does not appear to be hanging from a rope. That is a fairly big thing, considering that this is the Hanged Man, isn't it? Okay. How do we make it so that way the rope needs to go to the right to some? Whoops. Let's try your idea and move it. Oh, it's clear, isn't it? Well then. That's not gonna work, is it? You draw it with the bent neck. I mean, he's like still alive, and he's trying to get his hands at his neck to try and get the thing off, but he's been like rotting there for a while. Draw it with a bent neck. Should we just start another drawing from scratch? I feel like the hands are too small. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a little bit wrong too. All right. Well, I can fix the first rope problem by moving it like that, and then so next album we're going on to is apparently not one we're moving on to yet. Maybe make the neck more visible. That might work. That was a weird end to the album. All right, then. This is a fairly quintessential Iron Maiden album. And again, this is another one of those albums that I like one specific song off of it and really haven't listened to the rest of it. So we're going to listen to it. That song being The Evil That Men Do, which I believe is a movie. Like a lot of the early metal stuff is, wow, that is 80s as fuck. That a lot of the early 80s metal, a lot of metal actually, and a lot of uh horror punk as I've been listening to. That's not very good. Okay. Um is very much based around the idea that it's based off of some movie or whatever. So like take something like one is based off of a book called Johnny Got His Gun, or a section of it. Um this is some 80s shit right here. I feel like I need to like have a green layer to do this. I'm using black to. I was never a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. I always thought it was a little bit just not my thing and kind of pretentious, but I feel like that's like not a problem with it necessarily. And this needs to be sloped the other way, doesn't it? Like it would go down like this, and then it's gonna be like let's just draw the noose in its entirety. It would be like this, right? And you've got the knot right there, and then you got the rope like that going around his neck. Is that right? Can you kind of imagine what I'm looking at here? I would imagine that a lot of those were, yeah. Yeah, didn't Nine Inch Nails work on Doom 3? That sounds right to me mentally. That feels true. I don't know if it is, but I'm going to decide that it's true. Like between the two that I've got right now. Okay, let's create another layer and make it like right here. Quake. So that's where the knot is. It's like behind his head where we wouldn't see it, but it goes around like this, and it's nice and tight because it's like it's hanging him up. Well, he's trying to pull him. Should he have one of his hands up here, like grabbing onto this, like maybe like have this situation going on instead of where he's got his arm right now, so he can kind of maybe see a little bit more of the rope. Does this seem right to you guys? I honestly don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just say words and then people agree with me. You shouldn't. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Um All right. Well, let's do this at least. This is right. I like the riff, but I don't know if I like the lyrics. The lyrics are just kind of like, all right, we get it. The rope is in perfect position now. Okay. But this is how like a lot of metal got written, was it was just like based after this guy or that guy, you know? It makes it more expressive. Okay, let's do that then. And that allows us to have less shadow here. So, also I feel like I'm being really fucking loud. Okay, let me get this situation out of here. We can make the hand a little bit bigger while we're at it. I think it might have something to do with the Moonchild. I don't know. It seems unclear. There's a couple songs on this, like, the Seventh Son of the Seventh Son or whatever, that I didn't really care for. They also took a lot of influence from books, which I believe is a reference to the Red Prophet, which is, I don't know. Tilda tried reading it for a class that she had and said it was not very good. And I trust her opinion on stuff like that. Why is this not erasing very well? What's going on here? Why can't I erase things? Is there something wrong? I think there's something wrong with the thing. I'm gonna save real quick before it does some weird shit. Are you guys seeing any noticeable difference when I'm adding lines? Like it's adding... Okay, let's try opening the program up again. Nope. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I've got like some of the images that I drew for the latest thing. No, it's set to black. I've only got black and like eraser going, so it shouldn't be an issue. Let's see if that works now. Don't use the invisible ink. Okay. We got it working now. Alright, much better. Yeah, most of Doom was rip-offs of actual metal songs. Like E1M1 I think is a Metallica song. If I remember my Metallica slash Grimfuse, thank you for resubscribing. It's really cool of you. I feel like this is better. This is definitely better than the original. The forearm looks a little bit long. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. So we need to have it like this instead. Let's take off the guide wires real quick. How does that look in comparison? This needs to be a little bit like that, right? I don't know if I should have this hand around his neck anymore. That seems weird now, don't you think? His left shoulder should be a little higher. And conversely, his right shoulder should be down a little bit. Because that's how your body works. If you raise one part, the other side goes down. My hand should come down some on the rope. So maybe, yeah, I think you're right. Maybe down like here or so. I'll make it fatter again. I'm just getting the general idea of where it's at and then going from there. I always feel like I've been more of a Megadeth fan than I am an Iron Maiden fan, and I don't know why I have to like compare the two. Um, because they're not really similar at all. But I think I heard about them both at the same time, and so it became this battle in my mind: which one's better? And so ever since, it's been Megadeth versus Iron Maiden in my head, and Megadeth, despite the fact that, like I said, Dave Mustaine is absolutely insane and believes that he listens to a lot of Alex Jones. Let's just say that. I need to get the rope texture down before I start putting the stopping in just to say hi from Mike. Hi Mike. Tell him hi back for me. Also, let him know that that server that I was looking into is up and working now. I think I haven't checked into it, but I was trying to start up a I was trying to get a Minecraft modded server set up. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, man. Can I just say that? I don't know how 10-year-olds figure this shit out. Well, thank you, Marks. Who has made an Alex Jones? Oh. I was wondering who would make an Alex Jones emote. I know, right, weirdo? It's weird. Duck Dodgers. 10-year-olds do have more free time. I don't get it, man. I got it so I can host a regular vanilla Minecraft server, but it's different. I feel like this arm maybe should be drooping. Watching was it Flight 666 gave me new appreciation for this song. There's a bunch of Iron Maiden songs that because of that I didn't really have a lot of love for them as much as I did for Megadeth. For whatever fucking reason that was the trade-off that had to be made. And good luck, Rob. You got it. I have no idea what you're being tested in, but you've got this. I believe in you. Oh, it's math. Well, fuck. This is why I didn't want to become an engineer. Okay, I gotta figure out how his arm works, cause. Okay, so this is So I guess we see the back of his hand actually, right? The arm that's holding the neck looks a bit thin. I think it does too. And honestly, like streams like this allow me to have more stuff in my portfolio. So when I go looking for a tattoo job or whatever in January, I'll have a little bit more luck. Because it's like, look at all these things I made. I need to go look up a noose because I'm not getting this right. I feel like the rope is. Yeah, math is, God. It's one of the only classes that I ever had trouble with was stats. I tested out on most of my math, but stats I had so much trouble with. It was mostly because I didn't understand the computer program that we were using. It was shit, and the woman teaching it did not know what she was doing. She didn't know what the lesson was half the time. This song is amazing. And who was in this movie? It's someone who's like kind of famous for shit movies. Did I thank BK for the 1,000 bits? I don't feel like I thanked him all that well. Thank you, BK. I don't know if you're still here. Thank you. The Evil That Men Do, 1984. And it stars Charles Bronson, who I believe was on several episodes of Best of the Worst. Death Wish. That's what I know him from. Kind of want to see that movie now. And Bonanza. He was Harry Starr in Bonanza, the TV series. Well, there you go. And he was the man in 2, Twilight Zone. Well, there you go. I don't know if I made his arm any thicker. Yeah, I had to take like advanced stats for when I was doing social work stuff. And I just don't have the heart for that, man. Like, you gotta be a lot tougher than me in order to pull that shit. I'm making a weird fist off screen. Obviously off screen because I don't have a fucking cam on. Good job, Colin. Kind of trying to figure out exactly what's going on with his hand here. I painted just a little bit before I streamed, and that felt good because I haven't painted in a while, man. And it feels bad to not paint. You can't be like, oh, I'm a painter, and then not paint. In the same way that a skydiver doesn't generally say they're skydiver after not skydiving for a few years. I feel like that's how you define yourself, by like activities you do on a regular occasion. And how regular is depends on like what the thing is. Like, you know, if you're a murderer, you pretty much have to do it once. I don't think you have to do it again to really be considered a murderer still. Like, you don't have to keep it up. If you're a serial murderer even, like, murder is kind of weird like that. But for everything else, you pretty much need to keep it up a little bit to, like, kind of solidify that that is a part of you, who you are as a person. Murder's different. Yeah, I feel like murder's kind of the exception to that rule. But I figure that's a good way of defining it. So it feels good to have done a painting again. It's pretty abstract, and I know you guys don't like abstract, so I don't know. There's a lot of hate for like modern art, and by modern art I mean like literally anything that's not traditional, like realism. Do I do international shippings on your commissions? I do digital, so I don't have like a physical thing that I send. So yes. The reason I don't send physical things is because it's really expensive, and it makes it so that way people from other countries can't do it. And his arm is all sorts of fucked, isn't it? It needs to be like, he needs to have like more tension coming on from this direction. Yeah, is that right? Am I doing this right? I feel like I'm fucking it up. I feel like I'm fucking up worse and worse every single second I'm working. But like, I mean, God, traditional art, like Renaissance, like technically speaking, this is modern art. Modern art is anything that really comes after like 1970. I think is the technical. I mean, it depends on who you're asking. My point being, you shouldn't be so judgmental to modern art, you know? So if it's abstract, it has, I don't know, I used to not be a fan of abstract, but after learning art history, it's kind of like, what do you do? Like, let's say, like, tomorrow I gave you the gift of being able to draw perfect realism. What do you do then? Like, I guess realism, right? But what's in it for you? Like, how do you expound upon it? How do you make it beautiful? I'm doing the I feel like the fingers need to be farther apart. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to use my sketch layer some, cuz I'm getting this wrong. It needs to be like, I'd be bored because realism is limited. Yes, that's what I think. Fantasy, okay, good. What do you do after fantasy? Like, you draw realistic porn. Well, that is one of the benefits of being an artist, is you can draw your own porn. But I feel like things get boring if you just do realism. You gotta mix it up with some other shit. Otherwise, you'll go crazy. Um, and so then it's like, how do you do something that hasn't already been done by some other artist since art started being recorded? And I'm using realism incorrectly in this sentence, but everyone knows what I mean. Realism is like just a certain specific version of American art during, like, what, 19 something, early 1900s. And it's like, this is what real life is. A poor man on the side of the street trying to repair cobblestones or something. I forget what the famous example of realism is. Comparing art with your story. Yeah, I mean, like, but that's been done. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you get more and more pretentious the more, like, you get locked into having to do just realism. And so a lot of artists, like, once they realize they can do perfect realism, let me give you an example real quick. Um, it's a very specific image that I'm looking for. Uh, let's see. I'll find it and then I'll show you guys because I feel like this is important. Here we go. There's that. And then let me get another one by this guy when he was a little bit older. How old was he when he made this? I think he was like 15. Um, yeah, let's go with this as the other example. It's really hard to find like an actual good image of it. And of course, this one has like some jackass's head in it. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's say when you are a little kid, you are 15 years old, you make this. Okay? beautifully well done, very accurate. You can tell exactly what it is. You can tell that this is a young boy and probably a marriage going on. You've got, I mean, like, this is kind of a low res image of it, but it's beautifully well done. Practically glows, right? And then you move on to his later stuff. You know, Picasso shook things up later on because he got so tired of doing this. You know, eventually you're going to break after. If you can do this at 15, you're going to do this when you're much older. Just saying. Let me come back to chat. What's your take on artistic photography? Like, yeah. I feel like, yeah, you do got to know the rules before you can break them, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to be so fucking bored. Still think the hand should be flipped with the, like, so his pinky would be up here, and his thumb would be, so you'd be able to see his, just doing, like, a sketchy version. His pinky would be up here, his second finger, and then that, and then his thumb or something. I don't know, I'm just saying, like, after a while, things get really boring. As far as photography goes, I have a hard time being into it because I've never really tried to do it, but I realize it's harder than it looks. I don't enjoy it, but I think it's a reason to not really be into realism, because it's just like, me with the iPhone, I can go take a picture of some shit and then it's done. Like, that's the image, man. Like, that's all that had to be done. Like, I didn't have to learn how to do art. I could have not gone to art school. I can make a perfectly accurate image in like 5 seconds with my phone. I pointed that out once during a painting class. My teacher agreed with me, and someone else in the class went absolutely batshit. They were like, what the fuck do you mean by that? And I'm like, yeah, what's the point in learning how to do things absolutely perfectly if, like, iPhones exist? Why not just do things? Why not just use a phone? So, I mean, even this is just like, this is just me, like, this is not accurate. This is not human anatomy perfectly. Like, this stuff, what the fuck is going on here? I don't know. I don't. After doing enough realism, I'm starting to get tired of it as well. So I've started doing more and more abstract stuff off stream. Just trying to find something. But I'm just saying, like, once you have that skill, what then? Once you can do it, then it's not a challenge to do things realistically anymore. And people are just like, wow, that looks exactly like you know, whatever, a bowl of fruit, or like that's a very pleasant image of a countryside. And then that's where the conversation goes. Or, oh wow, that's not a photograph? Wow, that's cool. And then that's all they think about it. From an artist's point of view, like, after all that work, all that study, and that's the best they can say? How boring. So, that's why I don't do realism anymore. No, Jackson Pollock I think is shit. I'm sorry, I can't get behind Jackson Pollock. I don't get him. I don't get that at all. But I feel like with abstract, you have so much more of a challenge. Like, there's no basis in reality. You're the only one who knows what it looks like or what it's supposed to look like, and you can't just go and take a picture of it and make it work, you know? Like, there's no reference image. I feel like it's so much harder to do right. And then you've got to get color composition down a lot better. A lot of The guy who taught me how to paint, one of the guys, there was a guy and a gal who taught me how to paint. The guy who taught me how to paint did a lot of abstract stuff, which is probably why he agreed with me on that point. His name is Dmitry Kolzakov, I think. Really good artist. He does weird abstract stuff, but he does it based on like cityscapes and stuff. And he was a funny guy. I liked him. So I mean, I feel like it gets boring to do realism after a while. And that's why I say, like, what if I could give you that skill instantly without having to do the training, without the challenge, and you can do it instantaneously, quickly, like as fast as a camera. What age should I get started with art? I mean, like everyone, I started it really, really young, but when I started getting serious about it, about 10 years ago, I don't know how it's spelled, to be honest. He's a Russian artist. But he's cool. He was very cool. I met his kid. He came to my my gallery show. He was very polite. Said hi to my parents, all that. It was nice. I respect that a lot, you know. He didn't have to show up. I think those are too close together. I think I'm going to stop after this album. This hand is still fucked up. I need to have dinner. That might help. I'll fix that afterwards. We've been having ramen recently, and that's good. Okay, but like, let's say, you know, you can train for 5 years, you get it perfectly. Would it mean anything after 5 years? I don't feel like I want to do it anymore. That's just me. And maybe that doesn't make any sense, but I hope that it makes some sense. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce ramen. I'm fucking. I don't know how to pronounce shit, dude. If that's wrong, then cool. Well, it's more like once you've learned that skill, I guess is more what I'm trying to point out than anything else. I don't think there's any real point after a while. It's like, well, reality does that pretty damn well. And are you adding anything? Are you making it beautiful in any new way? Like, are people, because I hate more than anything just people ignoring art. You know, if you can just ignore a piece of art, then it's boring. You know, have you ever been to Olive Garden or some Italian restaurant or something? Tell me like 3 exact paintings that you've seen, like exactly what was in them. Picture it in your mind's eye. You know, like it's so dull that you've probably forgotten. You know, it was beautiful. You probably liked it. You know, but like it's just whatever, right? It's just a whatever piece of art. And I'm not saying that abstract art necessarily fits that better. I'm just saying, like, olives, bread, shit, okay, fine. But do you remember exactly what it looks like? It was just, or any sort of restaurant like that would have, like, fake nice paintings. I think art school, they basically have to tell you an exact thing to do so that way they can grade you on it, because grading you based on your ability to do exactly the task is better than trying to rate you based on your skill, Because that's like so subjective, and there needs to be some objective marker and something that's basically not objective. You know? So that's why they give you really specific tasks. My point is that it's probably some really dull piece of art, you know, but it's very pleasant, you know. So when am I going to readjust the left hand? So his left or my right? Wait, his left or our left? There we go. I almost feel like this does need to be flipped upside down because it looks wrong, doesn't it? His right. Yeah, I kind of feel like it should just be hanging loose down here. What do you guys think? Just like that? So that way he's just spending all of his effort on that. I want him to be spending his effort on trying to get himself unhooked rather than using that hand like uselessly on his neck there. Plus, then we can't see it as well. What do you guys think? Does that look better? Just kind of imagine that this arm isn't there, and I made this arm thick enough. Make him dab. I'm not going to make the skeleton dab. I don't know. It's just sort of art college and art school that they tell you how to be creative in a very specific way. Just try and learn the talent, the skill set. But Bob Ross just tells you how to make a very pleasant image and teaches you some basics of art, but really doesn't get you anything like breathtaking, like nothing original. It's just a skill set. You shouldn't be doing like Bob Ross art like 20 years down the line. I'm not saying Bob Ross is bad. Bob Ross is great because he can teach people who have no interest in art how to do a very specific drawing or picture perfectly. This hand needs to be flipped. Did I just fuck it up more? I don't know. I have weird opinions about art as far as that stuff goes, but I feel like art is like politics in a lot of ways, and I don't mean to make that sound pretentious, but like there's a certain way that you believe about things. There's a you need to do something, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like his hand needs to be switched around. Like your opinion on art is very much like your opinion on politics. You can have logical reasons for it, but a lot of opinion goes into it. And you may or may not be as well versed in some ways as other people, but like, you know, you can have an intelligent conversation all the same. That doesn't mean that your opinion is equal to someone else's on that. That sounds really shit. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just going to stop talking. I don't know if I can draw anymore. I think I need to stop after this album for sure. I can't fucking draw a fucking hand to save my life right now. It's just the hand that's on the rope is showing the palm instead of the back. Yeah, I thought about switching it so that way it's showing the palm rather than the other way around. So what's this metal tarot art thing? Well, I'm making tarot cards. This is the hangman. And we're listening to metal. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Whoops. That looks better now that I've added the cross hatching, don't you think? I think you need to show the palm or else the wrist looks really twisted. Okay. So it'd be like that, and then I feel like this needs to go away. His thumb. Let's just get rid of that real quick. But it's on Mondays, yes. It looks really weird no matter what, and I can't figure out why. Does anyone know? The thumb should be on the bottom. So, yeah, it should be on the bottom. That's what's fucking wrong. Okay, hold on. Because his hand is flipped upside down because it's upside down. I'm dumb. That's why. You are correct, sir. Okay, hold on. I feel like they didn't know how to end this song, so they just sort of did a crazy solo at the end and called it good for the day. Now he's doing fancy moves on a stripper pole. Listen. Shit. I think you're right. So wouldn't it be unholy paths to hell? Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna hold S&M off until next time. Feel like this is headed in the right direction, but now he's doing some crazy stripper move, I think. I mean, like, technically the original version of the hangman has it hanging by his foot so that way he can see life from a different perspective or whatever, but, you know, that's not as metal as a guy choking out for the rest of eternity because he's a skeleton. And he can still feel pain, but also he's a skeleton. I feel like this is headed in the right direction. I just gotta fix whatever's going on with his hand. Cause here, watch this. Wait, have we been drawing on this layer? No. Okay, hold on. Wait, what the fuck is this layer? What the fuck even is this layer? Does anyone what? Okay. All right. Yeah. Hold on. We'll just use this layer then. All right. Let's see. I've turned off the music, by the way. Yeah, they're all liches, basically. Yeah, see? I feel like that's the worst part of it, is that bit right there. And maybe a little bit of the rope. And then some of his neck is a little bit weird. Like we need to do some stretchy marks and stuff. Like they're all skeletons that live forever but die forever as well. It's ironic and also metal because I don't know, fuck it, dude. Like this is not like the deepest thing that I've ever made. Like this is definitely like very surface level, like it's a fucking skeleton. I feel like this looks a lot better than the original one that I did. Which is right here. Like that does not look as good as this. Regardless of how I don't like some of the bits in this, like I feel like this is still better. Have one hand around his neck and the other one grabbing at his chest. I might have to remove this arm and do something else with it, but I feel like we're in the right spot. You ever think about putting on Swedish black metal to annoy Yul? There's some Norwegian stuff coming up. Mayhem. That's kind of, I mean, literally they sell Mayhem shirts at Hot Topic now, so it's not like really that, yeah, I don't know. The most, blackest of black metals, but you know, whatever. I don't know black metal, and that's why we're listening to that album. It's the one that we most well know. But I need to stop because I don't feel very good. I don't know who else is live. I'm gonna let auto hosting take care of it. I'm gonna check the Vine board, see if there's anything new. No, but there was something I saw on Tumblr, and I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna go find that on Tumblr, real quick. This image that someone drew for it. I hope they don't mind me showing it. I know, like, I guess I don't really have the rights to show it, but there's a really amazing drawing that someone did, and I feel like they should get some love for it. It's done by who? W Dudes. Yeah, that sounds right. All right, how do I use this fucking website? How do you use Tumblr? What the fuck is this site? Can I use this website? This website is really badly coded. Well, and now it's gone. Why the fuck would it be around still? Well, I can't find the image, but it's really good drawing of Dora the Explorer from yesterday. XKit is apparently great. I need to like go chill. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna try. I don't know how to run ads anymore. Oh, they changed the dashboard up. All right. Well, I'm gonna go now. See you guys later. Thank you so much. I'll stream something more regular. I mean, I guess Wednesday we're doing Factorio, but after that, I don't know what I'm doing. We'll figure it out when I do. Later, y'all. Bye.